Today we're going to be making and reviewing the Pinterest recipe lemon pudding cake. So in our bowl with our 2 tablespoons of butter, we're going to add in our sugar, and we're just going to blend that together with our hand mixer until light in color. It's going to be grainy in texture because there wasn't a lot of butter compared to the amount of sugar we used. Okay, now we're just going to add in our egg yolks one at a time and blend well after each addition. Next, we're going to add in our lemon zest. Now, if you don't own a microplane grater, I would definitely recommend investing in one. They're not very expensive, and they make zesting citrus super easy. Plus, you can get a really fine grate out of the zest. The important thing to remember when zesting lemons is you don't want to get down too far into the white part of the rind because it's very bitter. You just want to take off the outer yellow layer. Okay, I think we have our 2 tablespoons. Make sure you always clean the back if you do buy a microplane or have one, because that's where all the zest likes to hide. So now I'm just going to add that into our mixture we have, and then I'm just going to add in the flour and the salt. Blend it until it's all incorporated together. I'm going to add in our milk and our lemon juice now. This next step, I brought out the big guns, my stand mixer. You can certainly use a hand mixer if you want, but I just prefer my stand mixer. To the bowl, I'm going to add my egg whites, and I'm going to whip them until they get a little frothy, and then I'm going to add in my 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Now, if you've had a problem whipping egg whites in the past, it could be one of 2 things. Either there's a little bit of yolk in your egg whites, or the equipment you're using, your bowl or even your whisk attachment, could have a little bit of residual oil or butter from previous baking. So just make sure that your egg whites are very clean and your equipment's very clean, and you shouldn't have a problem whipping up your egg whites. You certainly don't want to overbeat your egg whites. So for this recipe, we're looking for a firm peak. What I'm going to do now is just take it out, whisk it by hand a little bit, and see where we're at. Okay, if you put your whisk straight in, you pull it straight up, and then you tip it over. Right now, if you can see how it loops all the way back down, that would be a soft peak. So it looks like it needs to go back on the mixer a little bit longer. Let's check and see where we're at now. Looks like we might be there. Okay, we definitely have stiff peak now. So, what we're going to do is put a little bit of egg whites into our batter. This is called sacrificing. What we're trying to do is lighten up our liquid mixture by adding a little bit of the egg whites in there. And then we're going to add the remaining egg whites and gently fold it in. We don't want to destroy any of those bubbles we just made by incorporating all that air into the egg whites. So that's going to be a very gentle process. And that's what's going to make it so light and airy in texture. It's going to be delicious. Once your egg whites are fully incorporated, stop mixing. You don't want to destroy all those tiny little bubbles you worked so hard to get into that batter. Now I'm just going to ladle them into our ramekins, which I already buttered. And then we're just going to pop them into our roasting pan. And we're going to pour water until the line is about halfway up the sides of the ramekins. and that's going to help them bake evenly. Okay, now we wait. They're finally ready. The recipe said bake until golden, but not brown. So the next question becomes, how do we get them out of the water bath without burning our fingers? The easiest way I found is just with your pot holders. Just very carefully with the tips, pull them out slowly. And just make sure not to get too much of that hot water absorbed in. Okay, I'm just gonna let these cool for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna sprinkle them with some powdered sugar, and then we get to taste. Now it's time for our taste test and review. So good. I would definitely give this recipe a 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, it's time for me to go and finish this one and the other 3 we made. If you liked my show, like me on Facebook, follow me on Pinterest, which is where I got this great recipe, or follow me on Twitter at SweetsWithE. I hope you have a sweet day. Bye!